I've started to receive my first orders for my 2025 flower subscriptions. And with Mother's Day in the UK only a few weeks away, despite the fact there are absolutely no flowers in my garden, it is time for me to draw my attention to my advertising campaign in order to generate some interest in my flowers and hopefully to receive some pre-orders. It is so easy to get carried away with the planning and growing in our gardens and neglecting that all-important, critical job of making sure that our customers know about us, who you are, what you do, and which products you sell. And although you may not have any product available right now, that you will have very soon. In the past, I have almost been afraid to shout out about my flowers until I can actually see them in the garden and they're ready to cut. But in my experience, I have learned that waiting for the flowers to be ready to cut, this can often be just too late, resulting in entire tulip crops that just did not get sold. And recently, an advertisement came up on my own social media feed, and it was a really good example of forethought on selling and good promotion. And this is a local farm shop that offers pick your own tulips in April. But despite the fact those tulips are not going to be ready till April, and that farm shop cannot have customers come and pick them until then, they are advertising them now. In fact, I think the advert came onto my feed last week, so they have started advertising for their tulips in early February. It's cold, it's wet, it's miserable, and there they are advertising beautiful fields of tulips bathed in spring sunshine. And who wouldn't want to be part of that? They have created a buzz. They will probably sell out long before those flowers are remotely ready to be cut or picked.
For me, the hardest aspect of my cut flower journey has always been the selling part. Fortunately, year after year, my sales are increasing, often through repeat custom from satisfied customers. Not all methods of sale will work for everyone, and I know that is certainly true for me. The only way for you to decide which methods of sale will work for you is to have a really good understanding of what your customer is and what and how they want to buy. Every grower's customer will be different, depending on their location and the type of product that they are planning to offer. Roadside stands are a great example of this, with some growers selling vast quantities of flowers in this way. My road, or track may be a better description, is not a main route to anywhere. Hours and hours and hours may pass without a single vehicle using it. So passing trade is absolutely non-existent. I do still have a roadside stand, and I have that there as a means for my customers to collect their pre-purchased flowers. Another option for selling, which I know is highly successful for a lot of growers, is to attend markets. For me, markets have always been a little bit hit and miss. And for the first time ever in 2024, I actually didn't attend a single one, which secretly was a little bit of a relief. It is so easy to forget that markets are not only a way of selling your flowers, but more importantly, they're a way for you to sell yourselves and what it is that you do. Sell your ethos, sell the fact that you don't use herbicides, pesticides, sell your passion, sell your dream. People buy into that. So for that reason, I am reluctantly dragging myself along to 2 3-day artisan markets this year. The first one is in June during British Flowers Week. So I'm hoping to really get a bit of a buzz around the fact that I'm selling British flowers. And then the second market is in early December, and that one is obviously on the run up to Christmas. These markets are going to be a considerable financial commitment, as not only do I have to pay for my pitch, for my travel and for my additional stall setup, but I will also have to be absent from my real job, resulting in a loss of wages. And the truth is, I have no idea if I will sell even a single product at these markets. And there is always the potential for me to be left out of pocket. My objective is to make sure that even if I do not sell a single flower, that I will most definitely sell, well, hopefully I'll try anyway, to sell my passion and my story, with the intention of increasing my local profile to a wider audience, and hopefully resulting in future sales. Ultimately, I want to be the first grower that people are thinking of next time they're going to be ordering flowers. Different advertising and selling practices will offer differing results for all of us. You cannot escape that your local community will dictate what works for you. It is very easy for us to doubt ourselves and our product, especially when we see fellow growers seemingly effortlessly making sales. Believe me, I have been there, but luckily I am stubborn. So kept going until I found a method of sale that worked for me. In my community, people just do not treat themselves to flowers. They are most definitely considered a luxury item that are purchased to gift to others. So as the way that I sell my flowers is dictated by my customers, I now sell the majority of my flowers as pre-ordered gift bouquets. This is also true of my subscription flowers, with the majority of those being purchased as gifts also on my online shop. My online shop is crucial in the selling of my flowers, with a dominantly high percentage of my sales coming via my website. And I would actually go as far as to say that my business simply would not function without it. This is largely due to the fact that social media has never really provided me with any significant form of sales. This is possibly due to the fact that I'm not overly good at representing myself on these platforms. And this is an area where I definitely do need to look to improve my performance. I know that many of you rely on social media for your own sales. I suppose this brings me back to one of my initial points, that not all methods of sale work equally well for all of us. And this is not necessarily a negative reflection of our effort, but more often owing to the fact that we have different types of customer. However you are intending to advertise your flowers, the time to start advertising is now. In all other aspects, we are great at looking ahead. We start planning and growing months in advance, with the summer sowing of biennials, followed by the autumn sowing of annuals. And we are probably good at this growing, this planning, because that is the aspect of what we do that we enjoy the most. But speaking from experience, I know personally what a terrible disappointment it can be to have worked so hard to produce such beautiful flowers and then have no customers waiting to buy them. And trust me, I know how terrifying it can be to sell flowers that you simply do not have yet, especially as there are so many things that could potentially go wrong. My confidence to take a leap of faith and sell flowers while looking at a garden full of twigs and dirt has only come to fruition because I know that if, when the time comes for me to fulfill my pre-orders, I do for some reason not have the crop that I had anticipated, I am able to subsidise my own flowers by supporting some absolutely amazing local wholesale growers, growing with the same passion and ethos. Building these relationships and collaborating with these growers can only be a good thing for our industry. We should not be thinking of other growers as rivals, but instead as colleagues. After all, they probably have exactly the same dream as you. Not to say it is not heartbreaking to watch another trader selling far more product than you because they're selling it at a cheaper price. I remember one Christmas market that I attended, a fellow grower sold out of her dried Christmas products really quickly and I barely sold a thing. In this instance, if I had have reduced my price, I would not have covered my costs. So I stuck firm, and the result was that I didn't sell anything, and I ended up taking all of my product home to sell another day. When I took my floristry business module, my lecturer asked me, which of these two sales strategies is the best option for you for your business? And this was when I was, hadn't been doing my business for very long. So she really was asking me to sort of have a real think about this and make a genuine choice. Option one was to make 50 jars of flowers priced at £5 each, giving you a total income of £250. And she said she had an example of a florist like this that lived near to her, so they'd be extremely busy all the time, making hundreds and hundreds of these jars. And then she said the second example was to be what I suppose she considered her business model was, and that was alternatively to make 5 luxury bouquets priced at £50 each and receive the same £250 income. It was fair to say that this was a really eye-opening moment for me, especially because at the time I was definitely modelling my business on her first example, believing that it was inexpensive, large quantities that I needed to sell, despite the fact that what I was actually selling was an organic premium product, not remotely comparable to supermarket flowers of a similar price. So when we all begin the process of advertising our beautiful garden grown flowers, think about their true value and how much work you have put into producing them. Please do not compare your flowers to inferior products. And when you advertise them, make sure your customers truly understand what an amazing product you have. And don't forget to sell yourselves too. It's time now for me this week to really practice what I preach, because my website is a little bit outdated, as is some of my pricing plans and some of the way I put my product together. So my job for this week is definitely to go forth and to get on top of this. I now need to spend the next week or so updating my advertising, pictures, try and get on top of that social media, which I don't think I've posted anything on there for a while. It's something that I'm not great at. And I also need to get a marketing campaign underway and to make sure that I have not undersold my flowers. And I really recommend that you do the same. If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow my growing and cut flower journey, then you can of course subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to contribute towards the making of these videos, then you can buy me a coffee, and the link for coffee buying is in the description to the video. And a huge thank you to those of you that have bought me coffees. I mean, honestly, what amazing people you are. And I am glad that I am able to provide content that you feel is worthy of that. And it really does mean an awful lot to me. So thank you so much. Please do let me know in the comments, what are your sales outlets? Because I really do believe this is something that is so variable to us all. I know that some of you may find that a roadside stand works really, really well. And likewise, I know some people do nearly all their sales on social media. I would love to know how we all manage to sell in these varying ways. Also, if you're brave enough, let me know in the comments if you are on top of it. If you're ahead of the game, have you started your advertising campaign already? And if you have, well done you. I really need slap wrist. I really need to get on with it. Thank you so much for watching again this week. This is not the video I was planning to make. I was planning to get talking about my garden plan, some of the annuals I'm going to be sowing, and some of sort of the amounts I need for spacing. That video is on its way. I was really hoping my greenhouse thermometer has shown some rising temperatures, but I'm still holding fire a little bit longer. But those videos will definitely be coming soon. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.